Hello, YouTuber. It's been a long time since I've seen you. And since I've seen you, I've learned a lot of new stuff that I wanted to share with everybody out there. One of those things is this fantastic effects pedal. It's really a terrific effects pedal, and I don't think that really does it justice as calling it that. It's much more than effects pedal. And I think it's something that's really necessary for both the solo artist and all the way up to a four-piece band can benefit by having this pedal. This pedal takes the place of a lot of unnecessary players that you may not want to have around or whatever. But anyway, it's a good pedal, and it's the Roland gr55. It's a kind of a synthesizer pedal, and here it is right here. This thing simulates just about every instrument that you can think of. You can do a flute, a saxophone, organs, pianos, even some instruments that you don't want to do, and that's the only drawback to some of these things is they may have 900 different voices, but only probably 50 of them are usable, and that's the same situation here. But it does some really fantastic things. You see that it's got some lead fixtures here. That's mostly lead instruments, whether it be a Stratocaster or Telecaster or Les Paul, whatever you want to copy. It does do modeling, amp modeling as well. You got rhythm, does the same thing with rhythm, whether you want to do a rhythm organ or whatever, it does that as well. And it does allow you to do user functions where you can take the things that you really like off the lead and bring them down here to where you've got all yours in order like you would your music set list or whatever. And that's what I have done with it. I've got probably 10 or 15 that I use for my own thing. It also does tuner. So you got a tuner built in, got a wall and a volume pedal built in. The other good thing about it is it's got a place right here that you can put a USB chip, and you can do backtracks, control them directly from the pedal. So a lot of things when I do my solo stuff, I'll do it through this here, and it will I can do my backing tracks and then mix them through the mixing board, just like I'm doing my guitar as well. So that's the other benefit to doing these things. Like I said, you can control everything from there. You can control whatever you want synthesize-wise. You can control your backing track-wise. Anything that you want to control, you can control through this pedal. All of the effects, too, are customizable. So if you like that Strat sound, but you'd rather have just a little bit more push behind it or something, you can do that here. If you like that piano sound, but you want it to sound more acoustic type, you can do all of that there. If you want to combine a Stratocaster and a piano, you can do that here. And I'll demonstrate a lot of these things for you later on. It allows you to detune your strings just by push of a button rather than go through the trouble of retuning your guitar for the next song. You can do that and make that a tunable thing. A friend of mine was showing a Facebook video, and I drove 700 miles to see what he had so that I can jump on the bandwagon. And like I said, I'm not getting paid for this, and it's just one of my favorite pedals ever. I really love it. Everybody, when I go out and play, everybody says, how in the world do you do that? Because I do flute on here, I do saxophone, and I do the Detune stuff. So all of that, like I said, is capable of doing from here. Now, it comes with its own power supply. And as you can look at the back of it here, there's where the power supply is. It's got its own on and off switch. And it's got MIDI in and out if you want it. It's got phonos. You can listen to your earphones. And these two right here are the ones sending out to your mixing board from the effect itself. Then you have this one here that goes out to your guitar amp. So you can still use your guitar amp and switch it accordingly. And the other one there is a V-Link. The V-Link, you've got to buy a little bit of extra stuff, but it allows you to simulate visual as well as audio. So as you play your songs or whatever, it will automatically trigger what you've suggested to trigger for an audio effect, a video effect. So the pedal is, like I said, is all around great pedal. It's a little bit on the pricey side. I believe it's around $900, and that's with the pickup that you have to purchase extra. Now the pickup, you can buy guitars that's already got it built in. I've got a Godin that I use that already has that pickup built in, or you can get that pickup, and I'll show you an example of that here in a minute, about how that pickup and how it's mounted, what it sounds like, and how it plays, and let you be the judge of how you want to go about that. Like I said, if you like this, stick a thumbs up, subscribe, I appreciate it. Just like I said, I just wanted to make other people aware that this product was out there. I'm not getting paid for this. I wish I was, but I'm not. But it is a great pedal, and I really do endorse it. So with that thought in mind, like I said, let me get a couple of guitars out here and show you what kind of noise we can make with this thing. And I'll see you in a few. Now guys, here's what I was telling you about. You've got to put a special pickup on your guitar in order to use this. In the Les Paul's case, you don't have to drill any holes, and I'm pretty sure you don't on the Stratocaster as well, but anything with a stop tailpiece, it just bolts right in. You can see it there with the wire leading off, and then there's the controller for it. Now that controller, you got to plug a short cable from your output of your guitar into it, and that allows you to switch backwards and forwards between the synthesizer pickup and your natural pickups on your guitar. It also has a volume that you can control the volume of the synth. It still leaves the volumes on your guitar as they're useful to to control the guitar volume. And it also has a switch on it right here that allows you to switch either a synthesizer or guitar or both. So you can leave it in the middle and get both. It also has two little buttons here that allows you to choose up and down on your thing for your synthesizer. It allows you to go up to the next bank of programs or whatever. And so that's the main reason for this. Like I said, some guitars have it built in, some don't. I've used this for a while, and now I've got a Godin that does both the synthesizer and a regular guitar. Plus, it's got a piezo pickup, so it does acoustic as well. So I've got it to where I'm using it more than I am this. But like I said, this right here is a similar system you would get. Like I said, when you buy it, if you don't already have a synthesizer equipped one, you would need to buy that GK3 pickup with it. Like I said, it goes right there to your stop tailpiece. And you've got the controller here that you just pull off the strap mount, pull it out, and it bolts right on there. It doesn't, there's nothing that'll scar your guitar or hurt your guitar in any way. And so it's removable if you want to remove it. I've been thinking about putting this on a lighter guitar, and finding a lighter guitar that I like the normal sound of has been a problem. Not much of a Strat because I don't care much for the single coil. I don't like the noise they produce, but that's a matter of taste for the individual. Whatever you think, whatever you like the best. But I've always been a double humbucking type guy, so that's what I've always liked. So I'm going to show you the Godin now and show you a couple of sounds and how it goes through it. And you got to have a special cable to go from your guitar now to your effects pedal. It's a 13-pin cable, and that will come with your synthesizer. So let's see what it sounds like. The first sound I'm going to play for you is going to be the tenor sax sound. We've also got a soprano on here, an alto, and jazzy sax. So it's all for what kind of sound you're after. the thing with the sax or a flute or whatever, you got to keep in mind that you're simulating that sound. So if you play it like you play a guitar, it may not come out just right. If you go to bending strings instead of playing them as a staccato note, it's going to make weird and strange noises. So let's get on with this and see what the saxophone sounds like. Pretty good sounding sax, I think. I mean, it's up to the individual, but does got a good sound to it. And like I said, sometimes you can't play it like you would a guitar, or it'll sound kind of funny. You get a lot of strange noises. So you got to basically, when you're in the mode of using a saxophone or a flute, something like that, or even a piano, if it don't bend the notes, if you try bending the notes, you're going to get some weird, strange noises. See? So that's the sax sound. Let's change it over now and do a little bit of a flute. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of the flute sound so you can hear what the flute sounds like. Because people out in the audience are usually really amazed with it because it does sound like the real thing. Sounds pretty good, huh? So that's the flute. And like I said, the sax is what drew me to it. I had a friend playing it. He played the sax part and just blown away with that. And I really liked that. So that kind of hooked me on that. So now let's try something different. Okay, this is what I told you about, that you can combine sounds. You can do anything at your discretion. You can change it over, or if you don't like the sound of, say you're combining a sax and a flute, or a sax and an organ, and you don't like particularly the sound of the sax, you can tweak that sax sound to sound the way you want it to sound. And that is one of the good things about the device itself. But now there are, like I said, there's a lot of combinations on here already, but like I said, you can change them as you see fit. This here is a 12 string and a organ. Sounds pretty good, huh? Yeah, that's what, like I said, kind of won me over to the pedal itself. Really like it. Now it does have a loop function. You can loop it. The last tune I played, it comes up 2 notes short of being able to loop the whole thing. That is the one downfall I have with the whole thing, is the looper just isn't quite long enough to do some of the stuff that you want to do with it. So that is a problem there, but you can run an external loop pedal out of it, copy it that way. That'll work. So now that's 3 sounds we got already. Let's see what else we got available. This next one's a harmonica. acoustic. It's not one of my favorite voices on this thing, but you, like I said, you can tweak it, take it up an octave, down an octave, up a third, whatever you want to do with it so that it can get the proper sound that you like, but it does have that option, so you can fine tune it. Now this one here is one of my favorite ones. This is it's the big band section. Even though I'm not a big band fan, it's nice to have that option to, like I said, if you're in a three-piece band and you need to fill something up, boy, this fills it up like crazy. So let's see what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Fills up a room, and like I said, allows you to do some Skinner or some Chicago, and fill up a room with a big horn sound that you normally wouldn't be able to do if you had a 3 or 4 piece band. Even if you had a keyboard player, it's going to give you something just a little bit extra. This next one's a violin, and it's not bad. There's some things you want to hear with the violin that you can't simulate with this, but then some things you can. So you got to know what your limitations are, and these are adjustable too. So if you want to make it a shorter attack, a longer attack, you can do that. But like I said, don't get used to playing it like you would a guitar. Make sure that you do the staccato movements and go short and sweet with it. So let's see what this sounds like. Now here's something that I found really unique on this thing, is you can allow it to detune your guitar so that you don't have to tune your guitar to a specific song. If you got a song coming up and it's got the top string tuned down to a D, you got it already in this pedal. So without touching that pedal, all I gotta do is, here's out of tune. Well, but now that allows that string to be heard like that. Like there's a lot of country songs that do that. Now what this is you hear a different tone in the guitar. This is a Telecaster with a drop D tuning. Now on my very next pedal I've got set up, I've got the Telecaster in standard tuning. So I can go straight from that, playing that intro lick, into playing back in standard tuning again. So I can switch backwards and forwards from that drop D situation back to a standard. So that way I don't have to play, when I go from a D to a G, I don't have to play it in a different configuration than what I'm normally used to. So it allows me to go back to normal as fast, just with a touch of a pedal, I'm back in it. But this is a Telecaster sound. In other words, it's a Telecaster with a drop D. Like I said, that comes in real handy in live situations, rather than turn your tuner on, you're trying to talk to the audience, you're trying to tune down, talk to the audience while you're doing that. It's a whole lot easier just to push a button and get on with it and go on with it. So that's one of my favorite things about this. And you can detune as many strings as you want, as far as you want, and however you want. It doesn't have to rely just on just that top string. It can be any of the strings. So that's something, like I said, if you do a whole lot of alternate tunings or whatever, you can do that. If you can do open G, open E, whatever you want to do, you can do with this pedal and not have to touch the tuners on your guitar. Now this right here is my favorite harmonica sound. It's they call it a drive harp, which means it's got a little bit more push to it than the other one did. The other one's just cowboy sitting by the campfire. This one here's got a little bit more drive to it. Sounds like somebody actually blowing a harmonica. And like I said, that comes in real handy on some of your stuff. Like I said, there's some limitations. You won't hear the suck and blow like you would on a normal harmonica, but it'll come close and you can be, in tunage with whatever song you're playing and do the harmonica part. But anyway, that, like I said, that's another weapon in your arsenal. So it's another one of the great designs out of this Roland gr55. Great pedal. Really endorse it. I love it. No, I'm not a paid spokesperson, and it's a good thing because I mess it up so bad. But I do love the pedal. The only drawback is you can't go to a wireless system with this because of the 13-pin cable. So it does have its drawback. But the fact that you can simulate just about any instrument, and I mean, the list goes on, and then it's got strange noises too. So if you want to incorporate a strange noise into a song, it's got those in here too. If you want a helicopter taking off or things like that, yeah, it's got that as well. There's over 900 different variations on here. Like I said before, maybe 50 of them is, in my neck of the woods, is useful. So, like I said, you may get into it. You may like all 900 of them, or you may be able to adopt 900 of them or adapt 900 of them to fit what you need them to fit. They are great tones. Like I said, they can be stereo. So you do have two outputs coming from the effect itself. If you want to do stereo and have it pan from left to right or right to left, you can do that with this pedal. So get you one of them. Like I said, it's an expensive thing, but now the normal pedal costs you $300 anyway. So this is like $850 and some change and it comes with the pickup and everything. So make sure if you order it that you get the pickup, because there's a big price difference. If you see the one for $600 and some, it don't have the pickup. It's useless to you at that point. Then you've got to buy the pickup extra, which then it's more than what the difference would have been. So get this, try it out, see what you think. Do research online. See other guys that can do other things with it. Like I said, you can do it and you can loop on top of a loop. Just my big problem with the looper, it's not long enough. It needs to have just a little bit more length on its loop. That's my other drawback. Other than that, sound is good. Like I said, you got to watch what you're playing, that you don't try to play it like a guitar if you're trying to do sax parts. Saxophone player can't bend his notes like that. A flute player can't bend his notes like that. So that's when you'll get into the squeaking and squawking. Like I said, I'm kind of new to it, so I still induce a little bit of noise myself, but you'll find that it's a great thing to have. And like I said, get you one, try it out. Do your investigating on it. Check out what you like, what you don't like. And like I said, it's a good investment. I'm a pedal freak myself, got all kinds of other pedals. This is my favorite pedal ever. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good day and appreciate your time. Thank you.